Hi everyone, it's Georgetown Soaps. I am making one of my best sellers. It is called Happy Hippie, and it is a blend of patchouli and lavender. I get both of those fragrances from BeScented. And for those of you who don't like patchouli and don't like lavender, guess what? It doesn't smell like either. Somehow it's just a really nice, subtle blend of both. And people who don't know what it is, if they don't read the label and they don't know the scent description, they would never guess that it's patchouli. So it's really just a nice, warm fragrance, good unisex fragrance. A lot of people like it. So what I'm doing right now is I pre-melt all my hard oils. So my coconut oil, my cocoa butter, and my shea butter. And now I'm adding in all of the soft oils. I use castor oil, rice bran oil, and a little bit of olive oil. Throw some sodium lactate in there as well. I got these new pitchers from a scientific supply company, and I love them. They're super, super durable. They hold up well, and they're the exact right size for my batches. So they've worked out fantastic. And I've had a couple of people ask me why I don't talk while I'm doing the video. The truth is there's usually a lot of noise in the background, or someone tries to, quote unquote photobomb me on the video, so I just give up. My family will just come in, they'll know I'm doing a video and they'll just make noise or they'll crack a joke. So anyway, so I find it easier just to do the voiceover once I'm done and I've edited the video out. A lot of times there's a couple minutes of just dead space. So for me, I just like doing the voiceovers. I've now added my colloidal oatmeal and my kale and clay. Now I'm just going to stick blend that in really, really well, make sure it's all incorporated so that I don't have to over stick blend after the fact, after I've added my fragrance or after I've added my lye. I like to pour it a thinner trace so I don't try to accelerate anything. Give it another swirl. Now I'm adding in my lye water with the tussle silk. Don't strain my lye water. I see a lot of soapers do that. I've never had a reason to. Never had a problem. And so again, I really don't stick blend a lot. I just get it to a really thin, light trace. Make sure everything's incorporated, just so I don't get a false trace. But I also don't like to overstick blend. Then I'm just going to pour out a little bit for my two colors. This one is going to be white gold. This is the 14 karat gold from BeScented, and then the magic purple mica from BeScented as well. Going to have the base of the soap whiter, so I'm going to use some titanium dioxide just so the gold color does stick out. I'm going to go ahead and portion out the fragrance oil. I like to do that. These two fragrances never accelerate, but I like to do that just because that way when I'm mixing in the titanium dioxide, it's not going to accelerate at all. And this is my little mixer bottle from BeScented. It is fantastic. It's a game changer. If you don't have one, you need to get one. It's got the little ball bearings in it, and it's got the pour spout, and so I just pre-mix all of my titanium dioxide, and that way you don't have any white speckles. Before I got this mixer bottle, I always have white spots all over because it's just nearly impossible to thoroughly mix it if you're just mixing it per batch. There's the 14 karat gold mica. It's a really light color, and this is the magic purple. That's my favorite purple. Use that quite a bit. I don't really wipe off my stick blender. To me, it doesn't really matter. Just a real quick blend of the gold. Now the purple. And again, you can see the batter is not getting thick at all, which I like. I don't like to do a plop and drop. So it stays very, very fluid. You'll see this as I'm pouring it. It's almost, I probably could have stick blended a little bit more to get a little bit better design, but also just, it was super, super thin and kind of took forever to set up. This is my favorite mold to work with. It's the diamond mold from BeScented. It's about 5 pounds. It's silicone, which is fantastic because you don't have to line the mold. And I think I've had these for maybe 3 years. They hold up very, very well. They don't bow. They're easy to clean. I can throw them in the oven. I like to do CPOP. So by doing that, I have no issues with it overheating. I've had some issues with my wood molds overheating if I stick them in the oven. So these are pretty easy to work with. And again, you can see the batter is just not accelerating at all. It's still very, very fluid. It was almost too fluid. I thought about re-stick blending it, but I just decided I'd go with it for this time, and next time I'll probably stick blend a little bit more. I'm trying a new color design for this soap. Not sure that this will be the final that I'll remake again, but I just was out of inspiration, so I just tried gold and purple. Can't really go wrong with those two colors. Still fairly neutral. And here's my chopstick, just doing a real gentle swirl on the inside. And this combination, the patchouli and lavender, it literally gives me all day to work with. I mean, I'm probably 15 minutes into, I edit some of the video out, but just some of the dead video viewing space, but I mean, it's still super, super fluid. It's almost too fluid, but it will set up. I just had to, when I did finish making this soap, I had to let it sit on the counter for a couple minutes just so it would set up so I could move it into the oven and want to spill. And I thought I'd bring you guys back from the cut. Unmolding it. Pops right out of the mold. No issues at all. Usually leave it in the oven for at least 24 hours. Sometimes a little bit longer, maybe a day and a half. Just kind of depends on my schedule. I think this one I left in the mold a little longer than normal because it was a little bit tougher to cut. Not much at all, but usually it just glides right through. And this one I had to press down a little bit on the strings just to get them to pop through. And then forgive me, clearly I didn't know where the camera was shooting at. I thought it was a little bit higher, so I don't get the best pictures of some of the cut bars, but I think you get the idea. Just real delicate swirl on the inside.